How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. We ended up having a green day. We didn't see strong price action, but we are continuing to be on an uptrend. So this is why I want to put this video together to make sure you're prepared as we come closer to the end of the week. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and as well as the selling behavior like on the retail side and the institutional side. And then when all that is done, we're going to go into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for CEI Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $1.16, being up 3.57%. On the low, it tested $1.08, and then on the high, testing $1.19. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 25.917 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 39.53 million shares. So what we noticed right away, we did have well below the average in regards to volume, but we still saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 46.77. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 50-day. We're also below the 21-day EMA. We are just below the 100-day, but we are above the 200-day, which is a key area that we need to focus on. I was saying, if you can get into a position as close to $1 as possible, this is not too bad. Of course, this is not financial advice. I got to throw that in there. So we ended up seeing a low of $1.08. So if you were keeping an eye on this play, you could have easily gotten an entry in this particular area, and now you should be seeing some green because we did end up closing at $1.16. What we want to pay attention to is the high of the day being at $1.19, which is right above the 100-day. So going into tomorrow, I'd want to see us make a test going to the 21-day EMA at $1.22. If Camber can gain some momentum above $1.22, then the next level I want to look for is around $1.27, and then seeing if we can get that move going to $1.36, where we do have some resistance that was shown on November the 29th. We also did see it on the 26th, and we also did see it on the 24th. So this is why this is going to be a key area to keep an eye on and make sure you strategize around it. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Camber Energy. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 47.17%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 3.4 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 800,000, updated 7 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 4.45%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 6th, it was at 44.74, and then for the close yesterday, which was December the 7th, it was at 47.17. So we have a bit of an increase there, not by much, but we still want to keep an eye on this play because since the short interest is very high, we could see some strong moves in price action if the buying pressure and volume comes into the stock. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we can see here on the inflow is at 4,542, and then on the outflow it's at 5,072. As we take a look at at the breakdown, you can see on the large it was 1,224. On the medium, it was 2,468. And then on the small, it was 849. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 2,066. On the medium, it was 2,192. And then on the small, it was 814. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for December the 8th, which was today, it ended up being an outflow of 842.08. As we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the large, we had more selling than we had buying, which contributed overall as an outflow day. Keep in mind, the large scale orders tend to represent institutions. Now, when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it is at 10.45%. This is not shocking because we know that there are many traders that are inside of Camber Energy. Let's be real, and that's why there's so much volatility inside of the play. But the green day that we ended up having is the reason why I want to make sure you guys continue to keep it on your watch list. We are still in a tight consolidation zone, and I am going to be talking about those price levels that you want to look out for. So let's get into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Camber Energy, there's a few things that I want to go over. As far as for the low of the day, we ended up testing $1.08. So going into tomorrow, I would love for us to have some strength, to have support at $1.10. Increasing levels of support are very important when we're looking for momentum inside of the play. We also ended up seeing a high of $1.19. So going into tomorrow, I know the next resistance area is going to be around $1.26. And if we have the volume coming into the play, this is where I want to see a move going into the mid $1.30 range. I talked about that inside of the technicals. Make sure you had the opportunity to check that out. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. And this is why I always say that volume is very important for this play to actually move. But as far as the ranges that we have been seeing, it's a lot of consolidation that is happening. And this is why we just have to continue to be patient and see what the price action ends up giving us going into tomorrow and as well for the rest of the week. So continue to do your homework, do your due diligence, and make sure that you're maximizing your overall entries. Like I said in the previous video, if you can get into a position as close to $1 as possible, this is not financial advice, by the way. For example, we ended up getting to $1.08, so that is not bad to consider. I know some people took that trade and ran it up to $1.19, selling at $1.18. Again, it all depends on what your goals are and what you're looking for out of this play, but just make sure that you are being realistic. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.